Hello, I'm Gwen Edwards, and welcome to another edition of Our Lives. Earlier this year, this country commemorated the 150th anniversary of the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, which ended slavery in this country. However, slavery is going on right now today under our noses. It's now called human trafficking, but slavery by any name is still slavery.
It's probably one of the most horrendous human rights abuses there is. There's the slavery aspect of it, there's the abuse aspect of it, the trauma aspect of it, and it's an ongoing thing.
Love 146 is a nonprofit organization in New Haven that is working to stop human trafficking by educating communities in southwestern Connecticut about the issue. Another person in the forefront of the fight against human trafficking in our area is immigration attorney Alex Marovich. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And how bad is the problem here in southwestern Connecticut? Because I think a lot of people are in denial.
It's an ongoing problem. It's widespread because it's a cheap labor, it's organized crime, and billions of dollars are involved. There is supply and demand.
I think a lot of families may even be participating in cheap labor and not realizing it, just looking the other way.
Yes, absolutely. They hire household help with no paperwork, being here illegally, and that opens up exploitation, because it's highly unlikely that illegal person will complain that he or she is underworked, overworked, underpaid. A lot of things are happening, and people are afraid to complain.
Now, one of the aspects of this is the sexual trafficking of boys, girls, young adults.
Yes, that's a huge problem, especially from Mexico. Unfortunately, the cost of human lives in Mexico, in poorer areas of Mexico, is negligent. And sometimes parents would just sell their children to the cartels, and subsequently children are trafficked into the United States. Children as young as 11, 12 years old, girls, boys, who are essentially sold to a higher bidder. They end up in larger cities, and they just don't know better. They don't know where to go. They commonly kept in one place under threats, and it's a horrible condition.
What can we do to stop human trafficking?
One solution, or partial solution, is an immigration reform. Another solution, or at least it's a necessary part of fighting human trafficking, is awareness. People need to know that it happens. Parents need to be educated that it happens, that their kid's classmate could be a victim of human trafficking. A teenage girl who is attending school, maybe too shy, maybe afraid to look into someone's eyes, she might be a victim of drug trafficking or human trafficking.
Well, let's talk about that, because we have the impression in our minds that it is, like you said, perhaps someone from a foreign country. But it's happening in our area, and it's happening to kids, boys and girls, sometimes from good families who just fall prey to the wrong person or persons.
Absolutely, it happens, and it's very easy to manipulate kids' minds. They're extorted, they're threatened that their lives will be exposed on Facebook. The unpleasant things will be told to parents, teachers, and children are afraid to go and talk to their parents, talk to their peers, and they may become victims of sexual exploitation.
Tell us about your work as an immigration attorney and what you've seen.
I've seen all sorts of strange things people went through. I've dealt with the spouses who ran away from abuse partners from their foreign countries. I've seen kids running away from drug cartels. I've dealt with kids running away from sexual exploitation. They're traumatized and they're afraid to talk. Especially younger kids, it's very difficult to get any information from them about their experiences. Once they start talking, It's very compelling. It's very sad. Most of them will require years of therapy to get through what they underwent growing up.
Now, we want to give your website, your email, for those who hear this and may want to try to break away if they are in that situation. If you give us your email address.
Sure. My email is alex@uslegalvisa.com. And the web address is www.uslegalvisa.com.
And Alex, you yourself are a refugee from Russia.
Yes, that's correct.
And you left the country?
I left the country in '94. I was 21 years old. I came with $500 in my pocket, trying to make the best.
So you've been in their shoes, not to certain degrees, but you know the challenges of starting in a new country.
Yes, absolutely. I know the challenges. I know how difficult it is to overcome language barrier, to overcome cultural differences, and just how to survive.
All right. Well, Alex, we want to thank you for coming, and thank you for your efforts in the fight against human trafficking.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And still to come, a lifelong learner shares his passion for helping minority youth stay on the right path in life. You will hear his story exclusively here on Our Lives. Stay with us.